flat to you and just say thank you for having our club at your wonderful establishment and allowing us to have your events here. So thank you again.
Excellent.
Look at that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys, finding affiliations with groups that doesn't break stuff. As far as I know, I don't think you guys have broken anything yet. No, but we really appreciate you here, and I know you guys are busy saving the world during the day, and so we're thankful to have you here, and we're very appreciative. And thank you for the recognition.
Hey,
I'll share this with our membership. They'll be okay.
So that video was an outtake from last night. The Optimist Club that meets periodically and buys steaks from us for their event presented the boat club with a recognition last night. So I wanted to share this as a reminder that essentially the boat club is a community center. Events are what we're really strong at. We are the best value in town. And it's important for us to meet our objectives, and it's also really good for the club on many different facets. So the point I'd like to remind you of is if you have events, especially larger events, and you need a home for, if you know a group that doesn't have a home or a good meeting place, or a group that's not happy with the services or the cost, things of that nature, come to us. Go find Nikki. Bring us an option. People generally, once they try the club for their events, they stick. And many of these things are coming during the week when there's not a lot of activity, so they're not interfering with anything, but they're adding revenue. So keep that in mind. Bring us some new events because we like them. If you got a wedding, you got a birthday, whatever, use the club for that. If you're a member, it's free up to $25, and then after that, it's damn near free. Good evening. It is May 23rd. It is Memorial Day weekend is about to start happening. I got a briefing for you guys regarding that, but there is an update from the city. And I have not had the opportunity to talk to you guys about this, so that's going to add a good 8 or 10 minutes of this video. I apologize, but it is important, and I should have already done this one and done it separately. We were downtown in front of the City Council again last week. There was a yes vote, 9-0, to approve the De Anza Natural Project. This was no surprise. We expected that to happen. All of the drama has occurred in the 2.5 years, for sure the last 2 years, leading up to this event. So there were no surprises. Now from here, there's still a lot more hoops. There needs to be, the next stop is Coastal Commission, and they are definitely a wild card. There's no GDP, there's no funding. They're going to have to come up with tons and tons of dough. So all these things are yet to be determined. But in parallel with this, and the really good news for us, is that the San Diego Mission Bay Boat and Ski Club, aka the Squeaky Wheel, has coincidentally entered into final negotiations for a 3-year lease in our current location with protective language that prevents us from being prematurely booted until we have a safe landing spot at our new location at South Shores. So all this is very good. It allows us now to really pay attention to our business and allows us to do maybe even some war chest savings for a potential move. We've had a lot of discussions in this past board meeting that I also intend to brief you on. We had discussions about fundraising and building our war chest, because what we think, when it is time to pick up and move, we think that we're going to be provided a lot of what we need in a new facility. We don't know how much we're going to get from the city when it comes to that. but for good measure, we're planning on having $2 million in the kitty. At least that's the dream. And so we got some really clever ideas and input for grants and corporate sponsorship and all kinds of fun things. But the good news now, so in my opinion, we have a really good possibility to be able to move to a new facility in about 4 years. If you talk to Brian, Brian's going to tell you that this De Anza project is somewhere gets a go ahead somewhere between 10 years and never, and he's leaning heavily towards the never. So there is a lot of unknowns in regards to that, but in the meantime, we're sitting pretty. A couple of cool things have been as a side effect of that. One is that I reported out at the board meeting is that we now have a very close relationship with San Diego Real Estate Office. This was not the case until recently. The meetings on site were very beneficial to us. They know who we are, they know what we need, and they're very responsive. So I'm very thrilled with that. And once again, we had another learning experience being in front of the big boys there at the City Council. And I think that's going to be quiet for a while. So I'm happy that the majority of that work is over. Let's talk real quickly about the board meeting. There are a couple of highlights that I wanted to, that I think are relevant to share with you guys. I'm going to call up a couple of slides here. We had 12 new memberships read in. So the board meetings are pretty crowded. This is 12 additional. We started the year at 350. We started the golden ticket, which is a promotional event, and the idea is not only are we're opening the spigot, but we're looking for members that are the right members, right? Friends of members, people who've got skin in the game, and find the folks that you think belong at that location. Those are the people that are showing up, and it's been really fun to meet some of these new folks. So the point here is that we're at 378. 400 is our cap, and the rate of growth at this point it's strong, but it's not too strong. We're able to handle it from an operations standpoint. I have a slide or two to talk about that. So golden ticket continues. It's one per membership family, so don't forget. Let me get my mouse over here. Come on, man. Come on, Steel. This is the one we want to look at. So this is the P&L by month, year to date. And the good news is it's all good news. Even though we've been spending our money on capital improvements at the front end of the year, we're still, for the year, the bottom line is 13.6 to the plus. So our earnings is 13.6% for the year, and we are on budget to hit our $1.2 million in revenue. This makes me very happy because we've only just begun to fix and resolve the last remaining area where we have the opportunity to lose less money, and that's through the galley. So let me just show you this slide. This is the org chart here, and you may not be able to see that, but we now have two key positions that are going to allow the dream to come true. And the dream is that if you have a strong org chart that looks exactly like this, we can accommodate a membership of 400. We can accommodate events of whatever size. We can scale up, we can scale down, and we can do it efficiently, effectively, and still be the lowest cost provider in what we do. So the two key components: the bar manager transition is essentially complete now with Nikki. She's up to speed. Some of you folks have already been had the opportunity to deal with her for events and scheduling. She has the right cadence and the right mindset, and I'm very, very proud and excited that she has taken over that position. I think everybody's happy with that. The bigger deal is on the right side of this chart, and that's Executive Chef G. He's just now really getting in there to make some slight changes, but one of our, it's going to be menu, quality of product, freshness of product, and profitability. So we're just going to try to stop a little bit of bleeding out of the back end back there and improve of that scenario. We're going to be opening that galley more frequently. So that's kind of the picture that's the final piece to the puzzle is what I think I'm trying to say. So I'm very excited. I'm very optimistic. You take a great P&L and then you attach it to an org chart that has this strength of people. And the other thing that's happening, it's just an observation, is that there is a new sense of collaboration and cooperation in our operations back there. People are working together, man, and I'm just thrilled about it. I don't exactly know what's going on, but good things are happening. So those are the primary points there. Now let's talk about something very important, Memorial Day weekend. So Friday night, it's a steak night with Jimmy Lewis. Also, I have the opportunity, I got a boat for Sunset Cruises. If you're interested in Sunset Cruise, I think we got a capacity of 12. You can RSVP right from the calendar. Put your name on there. 7 o'clock departure is the current time. I'm assuming that the tide, based on the tide chart, I think the draft of the boat is going to be fine. So we're going to pull right out from the dock. Sunset's at 7:45. We'll be back by 8 o'clock. Concert on the lawn on Saturday. Ron's Garage is at 3 o'clock. It's open to guest for a $10 guest or $10 cover charge. Now, especially if the weather is good, a couple of us are talking about having boats in the water all weekend. Since there's no formal event on Sunday, if you're interested to get on the bay, look me up or Carlos or maybe Frosty too. I think he might be having something planned. Anyway, it's boating season. Boats are going to be on the water. If you want to go play with us, just let somebody know. Monday, Sears Brothers, Memorial Day. Let's do some horseshoe tournaments, maybe some beanbag tournaments. I don't remember off the top of my head what we're doing for food, but there will be food. Either we're providing it or we have the grills. We'll do something. So come down Memorial Day. It's a good holiday for us because we have plenty of parking. We don't have to deal necessarily with the chaos. And So also two more things. Next Wednesday is Sean's first big Whiskey Wednesday, where he kind of rolls out all the stops and he has different performers and there's live music, cigars, and whiskey tasting, whiskey flights. So that's Wednesday the 29th. And then the following June 1st, it's Celebration of Life, near and dear to me. The First Lady Commodore Celebration of Life will happen at, I think we're kicking it off at 1 o'clock, although I show it as 3 o'clock there. So I'll confirm that, but I'd love to have you guys down for that. I have some surprises for the club and for everybody. So I think that's what I have. There is one other noteworthy comment, and that is not for this briefing, but for next week. We're finally getting charter-related agendas together that will include Coast Guard auxiliary training classes in Chandler Hall, more boating events on the bay. Maybe the dream is to have a skipper school 101 even starting potentially even middle of June. So that's the direction. That's what I know. I'm sorry it's a little bit long-winded. Sometimes there's more information to cover than I can do in just a couple minutes. So appreciate you guys. Happy Memorial Day. Keep bringing the good energy, and we'll talk to you later.